Hey everybody, Brian here. In this video I want to show you this car here. This is a super low mileage Honda HRV. It's a 1.5 SE model, and actually in 2020 there was a small facelift done on this car. There was a facelift done in 2019, but in 20 some of them actually got really nice LED headlights, which we'll have a look at in a minute. This car, like I said, has super low mileage. It's unusual. It's a 2020 registered car with about 8,000 kilometers. And there's a genuine story behind why the mileage is so low. Anyway, in this video we'll have a look around the features on the outside and the inside of the car, and then we'll go for a drive in the car, and then by the end of the video hopefully you'll have a better idea of what one of these cars is all about. These are the kind of car, I think, if you're looking for something that's kind of not too big and bulky. I mean, you know, like loads of Tucsons and Sportages that are on the road, they're quite nice, but this is more for somebody that wants something a little bit neater, a little bit compacter, but still gives you the same kind of high elevated driving position. And also somebody, there's probably lots of people out there that a diesel car really no longer suits them, so something like this petrol is probably much more suitable to their driving style. Anyway, let's start looking around some of the features that are on the outside of the car. So 2019 they got a really nice facelift with this kind of solid wing face, I think Honda called it. Anyway, a big chrome grille on the front, and then there was nice metallic black finish down through there, and there's a little splitter along the front that was standard on them always anyway. The black plastic covers in through here, but this one crucially has LED parking lights. So sometimes you see a halogen ball in through there. These ones have a long LED parking light, daytime running light, and it also gets LED headlights. So the dipped headlight and the full headlight are LED, and then these big long indicators along the front, so they give it a kind of nice upmarket look, and actually the lighting is really good out of them as well. The wheels in this car are actually a 16-inch wheel, so a lot of the HRVs that we get through, they had a 17-inch wheel. The nice thing about a 16, ride a little bit more comfortable, but they are a little bit less expensive when it comes to maintenance. This car also has a nice side step fitted. I just find on Jeep sometimes you can find the centre sections quite high, so this kind of mimics the kind of shape of the car. Looks really nice, just has a small little chrome effect which matches the chrome door handle that's there anyway, and then the checkered finish along there, so I think it looks quite nice. And this one's got privacy glass, which they don't normally come with, and actually this model doesn't normally come with parking sensors, but this particular one does. So this one's got, like you're saying, low mileage, and it's got some nice extras which they don't normally come with. As you can imagine, the condition of this car is super nice. It's just because it's such a low mileage example, the car really just hasn't had a chance to be, I suppose, it's been well looked after, and it really hasn't done that much driving. The colour on the car might look at like a black at a glance, but it's more of a super dark navy. But condition, in my opinion, all the way around the car is really nice. Taillights then have a nice LED sort of finish in through here, so that's all LED in through there. Nice HRV badge. Chrome that matches the chrome that we saw on the front grille, just along the tailgate on the back, and then it has this nice kind of chrome silencer tip on the rear, and even just look how clean the exhaust is, just because it's so new. So like, this is one of those things that somebody that wanted to buy, you know, a HRV when they were new, or maybe the price point didn't work for them or whatever, this is kind of as close, I think, that you're going to get to buying a brand new one that's not brand new, if that makes sense. Anyway, it's starting to get dark, so I think what we'll do is we'll go for a quick drive in the car, and then when it brightens up in the morning, what we'll do is have a look around the stuff on the inside, because the light will be a little bit better. Just before we go driving in the car, some of the things that are in the car. So the climate control is, you know, a touchscreen kind of digital setup in through there for where you want the air to blow, and air conditioning. Rear demister with the wing mirror demister storage in an armrest that goes backwards and forwards, and then after that down through here there is drinks holders, but you can make them a little bit less deep, shallower I think is the word I'm looking for. So, you know, you got a bit of functionality in through there. This is all piano black. There's chrome surrounds around here. I think the gearbox is lovely in these. I really like changing gears in these cars. I just don't know why, it just feels kind of sporty, and especially where it is as well, it's kind of accessible. Anyway, don't take my word for it, come try it yourself. Yes, the radio looks basic, however I might be getting a bit old here, but I have to say there's a lot to be said for these. So when it goes to volume up and down, what station do I want to listen to? Do I want to use the radio? Do I want to use the phone? It's really straightforward. It does, like a fancy touchscreen, fine, fair enough. This does it all, and actually in some ways it's kind of easier to use, and you can stream music via Bluetooth and all that stuff, or if you want, there is down here USB connectors, and a 12-volt outlet down in that tunnel under there, a little bit of storage in through there as well. Controls for Bluetooth, radio controls in through here, cruise control with a speed limiter, and then trip computer, average speed, fuel efficiency, how much fuel you've left in the tank. And you'll see as we're driving, this will turn green when we're driving economically and white when we're not driving economically. Electrics for windows and mirrors over through there, and then there is just things like the alarm to turn it off, traction control, and an eco function which reduces how aggressive the cruise control and the air conditioner, and the point at which the throttle responds just makes them a little bit more fuel efficient. The lights over your head in the front and the rear, they're a nice kind of bright LED as well. And unfortunately it's getting a little bit dark, so what we'll do is tomorrow, when it brightens up, I'll just run through some of the cool features around the inside, and then we'll go for a drive. Okay, so it is a little bit brighter. In terms of the rear, so the boot's super spotless, but then again you'd expect that on a car with super low mileage. There is a light in through here. There's this flexible cover. Some people used to give out and they said they were flimsy, but the whole thing was you could stuff loads of things into the car and it gives you some flexibility. But the nice thing about these then, so the door handles are up here, which is kind of sporty. But sorry, the reason I'm saying the nice thing, if you drop these seats, they go really super flat. So you end up with this, like, so you can literally just chuck that out and you end up with this absolutely massive load area in the rear of the car. And then the seats are quite easy to use, and they have kind of a couple of stages, so you can let them back, which is this far, or you can recline them a little bit further. Now that only looks like a small movement, but when you're sitting in a car and you let the seat back that much, it actually does make a big difference. So it does. It's quite comfortable. The legroom is bizarre on these cars. Bizarre because there's so much of it. Like, look how much legroom I have compared to, say, things like a Tucson or a Sportage or even a Santa Fe, a 7-seater. The legroom is bizarrely large on these. Now, granted, I will be completely honest, 3 people across the back is going to be a tight squeeze in one of these. It's completely doable. It has 3-point safety belts. 4 people travel really comfortably in these cars just because the legroom in the back is excellent. Condition is really, really nice, and then there's a little drinks holder down in through there as well. The back seats then have this kind of leather coating here, electrics for windows, speaker down through here, and then child lockable doors. There's also ISOFIX in the back for both of the rear passengers. These are anti-whiplash, so they actually, you can bring this seat or the headrest slightly forward to reduce how far your head goes backward in the event of an accident. Driver's airbag, passenger airbag, side airbags in the seats, and then curtain up high as well. And all these doors have side impact protection beams for side impact. Driving the car, so as you'd imagine, it feels high off the ground, because I suppose that is one of the ideas of it being a small SUV. But again, as we said, it's nimble and it's not bulky, so it really is going to suit someone that wants a car that's probably easy to maneuver, but it still gives you that nice elevated driving position. This is a low mileage car, I know I keep saying it, but the consequence of that, I suppose, is that the interior is in nice condition. The car drives, though, it feels like a low mileage car, like, so the gearbox, clutch, brakes, steering, everything feels good on the car when you're using it. And the gearbox is lovely in these cars. Don't take my word for it, come try it yourself. It is actually a really nice gearbox where it is, but also how it shifts as well. The engine in these cars, so these cars basically are 1.5 non-turbo engine. So how would you describe it? It's like a raspy sort of feeling. So, like, you know, it's not a super fast car or anything like that, but it has this kind of anxious rasp about it in the engine. I enjoy driving these. They are a little bit more old school in terms of how they drive. A lot of the modern cars are turbocharged, and I prefer some of this older non-turbocharged kind of engine. Very simple, very straightforward. These engines really don't tend to go wrong. So anyway, there you have it. That is our 2020 super low mileage Honda HRV. If there's any information you want on the car, Brian's my name, 086 843 1945. We are a family run business in operation for almost 70 years. We can take any trade in, we can do scrappage, we can give you bespoke monthly payments. The car will be supplied, serviced with a warranty. Anyway, hopefully the video is useful, hopefully the car is of interest. Thanks for watching.